All right, welcome back to cryptofront. This is the front line where we are fighting together side by side for financial freedom. And I think you're live and you can hear me nice and easy. We're going to start here on a very much positive note here. I know that price action of late hasn't been all that great like what we have been having over the last few weeks or so, but still there is a lot to be looking forward to here, especially when we take a look at altcoins, because if you look at this Bitcoin dominance right away, you can see that we have been in a nice uptrend here ever since something like, we can even go down as beginning as July 2023 really has been climbing towards the upside, but really we have broken that trend line and had a back test right here, as you can see. And usually what happens is that you have to have another rejection and you continue falling towards the downside. Now this is great news for altcoins, because what it means is that money is going to be starting to flow back into altcoins, and we're going to have a big one, because you know what, altcoins are basically easier to pump than BTC, because you actually don't need a lot of money for them to really start pumping towards the upside. So that's the great news right now. Of course, maybe it may not be feeling exactly like that, because this is, looking at things from a macro perspective. Now, if you would ask me, I think that we don't have much time actually in this bull market. I think maybe a maximum of 3 to 4 months is when we could see the market topping. And then, of course, it's going to be bear market once again. But I'm hoping that by then, everybody would have taken enough profit on their position, and that would have done something in your life. Of course, maybe, life-changing things and stuff like that. Now, this, what I'm talking about, can only be wrong if and only if we get into a super cycle, because you know that this, of course, is the first time in history that we are having a president who is fully backing cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. So what happens if the United States continues to buy Bitcoin throughout the whole year or the first 2 years of Trump's presidency, right? Probably that is going to be something that is very much positive for the market, and it may finally change the dynamics of the market, that we have, this kind of bull cycles every 4 years or stuff like that. But that's a remote situation anyway. I don't usually like to look at things and say, this time is different, right? Now, with that being said, let me get to the altcoins that we usually talk about on the channel. Again and again, we'll start with the Jasmine price set, because I didn't make a video yesterday and today, of just over the weekend, because I said, you know what, let me just rest a little bit and we can talk about the whole thing next week. So what we were looking for here on Jasmine, if we look at the whole bigger time frame perspective, we can see that I think that the fair value for the Jasmine price set is right around 33 cents. So I usually refer my Fibonacci retracement levels relative to that 33 mark, and if I do that, I'm seeing that the first Fibonacci retracement level here is 8 cents, and this is where I expect to take initial profits here on the Jasmine price set, because when we were down here in 2023, of course I was still making videos, but maybe 200 people were watching, but yeah, we were buying Jasmine down here, and when we get to 8 cents, this is the first time that I'm going to be making 20x on Jasmine, and it's a big milestone for me anyway, and I have to take some profits regardless of me believing that the Jasmine price set is going to be reaching something like 54 cents, right? I understand that. And of course, this is why I'm not going to be selling everything totally. I'm going to be keeping a whole bunch of the Jasmine price that most of the sales are going to be done right around 20 cents. We go to 32 cents, and then of course the last sale is going to be done right around 54 cents. Of course, some people believe that Jasmine will go to $1. I want that to happen, right? And I want the best for everybody. But just from my own strategy and stuff like that, I think that most of the things that I'll be offloading on Jasmine are right around 54 cents, right? So that's great. But immediate short term, if I look at the Jasmine price at once again, let's go maybe to the 1 hourly or maybe 4 hourly time frame. I expect a little bit of a drop on the Jasmine price. I know that nobody wants to hear that their favorite altcoin is going to be dropping further, but sometimes, inside of this bullishness that we have with the Jasmine price, that we can also experience things like this, like what we have been having over the last 2 weeks, right? A 45% drop. Does this mean that there is anything wrong with the Jasmine price set? Definitely not. So yeah, that's the mindset that I have, that Jasmine could pull back right here to something like 3.7, 3.6, 3.5 cents. And then from there, we're going to be finding some support. Let me just make this very much clear. I don't think that we have a scenario in which we take out something like 3.2 or 3.1 cents, which we had last Tuesday. No, I don't think this is very much possible, right? So actually, this is a bullish case scenario, because what we would have done is that we would have had an extreme low, right? Rally, then you come back here, you test liquidity, and then you're finding that, there are actually much more buyers right there willing to buy the price before it goes all the way down. So this is a very very great and bullish scenario for the Jasmine price. That I have been talking about this all week, saying that usually when we have liquidation events like what we had the last week, you have this waterfall crash, right? You hit your support levels, you pump towards the upside, you retest to see if there is any more liquidity right there, then you are of course pushing towards the upside. The easy example that I usually want to give is where is that Tesla chart, right? And why I'm using the Tesla chart is just to show you that, I mean, this is what markets do in general, right? Like, I mean, if it's crypto, if it's whatever market you may be in, really doesn't matter, right? The market is respecting human psychology and stuff like that. And you see a chart exactly like that right here, in which you can clearly see this waterfall crash, right? Retrace, backtest your support level, and look, you're setting a new all-time high here for the Tesla stock. So this whole phenomenon of having a low and setting a higher low in this kind of manner is really, really great. So yeah, you may hear me saying that I think Jasmine is going to be dropping down to 3.5 cents, 3.7 cents, and you think, you know what, CF is bearish on Jasmine. Yeah, no, I'm not bearish on Jasmine. I think that long term, Jasmine is still just fine. I believe in Jasmine. I mean, I believe in God, obviously, but of course, when I'm doing my investments, I want to talk about things that I actually believe in. So that's immediate short term here for Jasmine. Long term, we are very, very good. I mean, I've been showing you this chart for 2 years at this point. If you remember, my first video on YouTube was, I think it was 8th of September 2022. I don't know where it is right around this chart, and I was telling you this Cardano chart, right? So we have pasted it in here, and we have said time and again that, look, we have already gotten into the banana zone. So anytime really is go time. And I want you to understand one thing. It takes a whole lot of time for the price to go ahead and accumulate and do something like that. Now, when it starts pushing towards the upside, it's probably 3-4 weeks and it's over. So if you miss this 3-4 weeks, or if you miss 1 week of the 3-4 weeks, you're probably tossed, right? So that's why it's very important to hold on and know exactly what you are holding here with the Jasmine. People are figuring it out finally, but a little bit late because Jasmine is already up, you know, something like 1,500% right from the bottom. At least we managed to catch it, you know, 2 years ago. Unfortunately, I didn't have like a channel which was big at that point, and I was just talking to myself. Maybe it was okay, no problem. Thanks to that chart, we have got that 14-15x here on the Jasmine price that already registered in profits. So that's great. I think the trajectory is really good. The best is yet to come. Now let me move on to ICP, Internet Computer Protocol. And by the way, before I move, I want you to go ahead and share me what you want us to talk about, right? Maybe it's an altcoin or any topic that you really want us to discuss. We can do that later when I'm done with the charts that I just want to show you real quick so we can look at them, right? The next one that I want to take a look at right here is ICP, Internet Computer Protocol. And really, immediate short term, the analysis is almost the same thing that I've been talking here about the Jasmine price. That's saying that, we had a pump earlier today, and the truth is that, yeah, in as much as it was great, it's nice to see ICP back above $18 again. I don't trust weekend pumps, right? So you can see here, let me just show you this because you will see that CF just says things. This is a short position that it was opening with Patreon members. I think it was 2 days ago. And the reason why I opened this trade is because I want to show people that I am not just talking about these things. I'm literally putting my money where my mouth is, and Patreon members know this, but I don't post something that I don't trade myself. So again, just as I was explaining with the Jasmine price, this is the same chart that you are seeing here with ICP as well, that we were saying that usually when we have had the liquidation events, you have this waterfall kind of a crash, you find your support level, you go back one, usually you come back one more time, right, just to test if there is more liquidity right there, then you continue pushing towards the upside. And I've been saying to them obviously that once we get to a level that we want here, let me see what was that price I get. That was something like $11.70. Yeah, maybe we can change this to $12. Once we get to $12, I'm going to be opening a long position here on the ICP price if the conditions don't change, and that ICP long probably is going to be the biggest long that will open for this bull cycle, because I expect ICP from there to push towards $21 and even go way beyond that, right? The easiest price target that I can talk about, you know, with my eyes closed and stuff like that, I would say that ICP goes to $90, $80 right there easily. If it has like a lackluster bull market, listen to me, if it has a lackluster bull market, it goes to $90, $80, right? This is my humble opinion, but I believe that this chain is actually very much competitive. I've seen it over the last few years, and I think right at this point, it's at the best that it has ever been on. When you take a look at the development, the report came out with Electric Capital the other day, and it was all sunshines and rainbows for ICP Internet Computer Protocol. Although many people don't want to, acknowledge it, it will thrive. It will really, really do well. Another thing that it has in its favor is that fees that are being generated on chain. You can take this to the bank. Protocols which are making money will always do well in terms of their price. Protocols which are developing really well will always do well in a bull cycle. I showed you a video. I think my last video actually on ICP focused on that. So I think it's in safe hands. Immediate short term, probably somewhere around $12 is the next line of support. Again, let me reiterate this one more time. I don't expect the prices to fall down below the levels that we were having back on what was that? Maybe 9th of December, last Tuesday. I don't expect these lows to be taken out. If they get taken out, maybe there is a little bit of a problem in the market. But usually in a bull cycle like this one, once you are getting into the December season, December, January, February, March, this is usually where crypto is flourishing. So I'm very, very much optimistic with the second half of this month. It should actually be well until the end, heading into New Year and stuff like. We are definitely going to be doing well. I'm saying definitely, but this is what I'm actually believing, right? Let me just add one more thing. I was looking at ICP pumping earlier today. I had drawn a chart. I really don't remember where I put it. Maybe it was on Binance or something like that. But I was seeing something like, a downward stopping support here. And it's really interesting that we are seeing that we are having a rejection right on that point as well. If you're joining for the first time, don't think I'm bearish on ICP. No, I'm just saying that immediate short term, we have to do what we have to do, right? Pull back a little bit, collect more liquidity, and then we do just like this one. Let me show you that Tesla chart one more time so that you get exactly what we are talking about. So this is the same scenario, right? Let me probably redraw it because I know that my drawings suck bigly. And what we are saying is that usually when you have liquidation events, you come down in a waterfall crash kind of a thing, you pump, you retrace just to get more liquidity, and then you push towards the upside. By the way, I'm just seeing something that I didn't see with all these charts, right? You see where you come here, right? Look at this kind of price section that you are seeing here. I know this is getting a little bit scruffy, but let me try to get it right on the side, right? Or maybe we can just go ahead and do something like this right here. Just hang on with me. I didn't plan this one before stream, but look at this kind of price section. Let's go back to that ICP price. Why does it always look like... Okay, it doesn't look like that actually. You know what? Oh yeah, actually it looks like this. I'm getting a bit of confusion even on myself, right? I don't know how you guys are understanding this, but it was this kind of price section, although this one is actually much more amplified. Anyway, so we are done with ICP Internet Computer Protocol. The one that I talked about when I said I'm gonna go live is Casper. So probably somebody joined in the live stream because they wanted to see how Casper is doing. Casper, I've got some feelings on Casper. We opened a long position in the Patreon. I think it was how many days ago, maybe 5 or something like that. But I got stopped out because I was looking at this whole thing, and just like what I've been saying time and again, that Casper is really a good project, I would say, and it has got a very great community. The problem though is that ever since November 2023, this RSI has failed to break the highs that it was having back then. It just has been in a downtrend. Now, what makes the situation a little bit worse is this kind of structure that you are seeing on top. I'll just be honest with you, 100%. It looks like a distribution structure, and they unfortunately end up doing something like this, okay? They end up dropping towards the downside unless and until we have two things here for Casper. Let me just say that one more time. We need to break this downtrend in terms of the RSI. You can see here the long position that we opened that day on the Patreon. It's because we had crossed the 70 mark, and usually that's overbought territory, right? Meaning that there is excitement in the market, but we just peeped outside and then we were put back one more time, and we got a massive rejection here in the price. So I think this is something that I need to be looking forwards to. If we break this trend line number one, if we get into overbought territory and we break this resistance here, let me just give you the numbers real quick. I think the number was 18 cents. Yeah, if we break and close the daily candle above, let's just go ahead and say 19.4 cents. This is no danger for, this Casper price. So in the immediate short term, this is where I would be looking forward to. In the worst case scenario, if it happens that it drops all the way down to something like 10 cents, this is an easy buy for me. I'm just going to be buying it, and we'll see what eventually happens. But for now, it doesn't really look very much enticing to me although I know that it's a fantastic project altogether, it's not giving that vibe right at this point with this kind of distribution structure that it has. Now things can change. I'll be monitoring this very much closely because I know that I have friends who are holding this whole thing. I myself was holding a lot of it before I, restructured my portfolio and stuff like that. But throughout the whole bear market, this was the hottest thing, along with quant and stuff like that. So at some point I actually had a lot of Casper, but for now the distribution structure there makes me a little bit not so much excited with it, right? The other one that has really been doing well is Sui, and it has been doing well for quite some time. I have a specific portfolio that I shared with Patreon members. We created it back in September, right? And these are the things that we included, right? Sui Swap, Sui Pad, CPAD, Sui itself, Navy Protocol, Cetus, Sui AI. These are recent additions, right? Along with Deepbook and Scallop. So with Sui, I think that it's already an established winner in this market. As you can see, it's edging towards the 2.618 Fibonacci extension level. I think that the next big price target, when I'm talking about big price target, I mean big gains, we're looking at $7.80. Now, if it happens to exceed this whole Fibonacci retracement too, I would say that my technical analysis here would be that, let's just say here, this is wave 1, this is wave 2, you're looking at wave 3 right there, and then possibly a big correction that comes anyway. I don't know where it's going to be going, and then of course finally you're looking for a fifth wave that goes and takes Sui above $20. Now I think right at this point I won't be buying Sui, even if I'm saying that it's possible that it goes to $20, because it's only something like a 4x for me, right? But within the Sui ecosystem, there are some things that I'm seeing in there and I'm like, this is a winner. Cetus, for example, we were able to catch it way earlier, as I said, back in September, and it even bought more on the support level that we were saying, okay, this was going to be a good bounce. So Cetus can do a 10, 15, 20x. I think it can do something like that. It's a decentralized exchange, and what we have seen, if you go maybe for example to DeFi Llama, you see that each and every successful chain right there does have a decentralized exchange. So let me just take you maybe to Ethereum itself. You see here there are some DEXs, right? For example, Uniswap is a good example of that, right? You go to Solana, you see some DEXs like Radium, for example. I think you're gonna see Jupiter. Where is Jupiter? I couldn't find it. It doesn't really matter. Okay, it's here, second one, with a like TV of 2.61 billion. That's great. You go to Tron, for example. Do they have a DEX? Just Money, almost $1 billion in TVL, doing great. Binance Smart Chain, do they have that? Okay, PancakeSwap, which is another successful one actually, maybe not this cycle, but back in 2021 it was great. Now you come to Sui and you realize that this is also another hot chain at this point, and their DEX, the biggest one, is Cetus Protocol. So just because of that, this is a good bet. So that's why we were buying Cetus, right? I think right now we are up 250% or something like that. The best is yet to come, honestly speaking. Then, of course, Deepbook, liquidity provider. I think this one's gonna just do well. I was sharing with Patreon members. We're actually in a trade, which we opened maybe 3 days ago. I really don't remember, but anyway, this is also a supposed winner on the Sui blockchain, in my humble opinion. Scallop, I'm thinking of swapping it with something else because it's a lending protocol. But then again, if I come back to DeFi Llama, I'm seeing that Sui Lend is now the one which has got 1 minute. Did I say? Yeah, Scallop is a lending protocol, but Sui Lend is now the one with the biggest TVL on Sui. So their token is going to be released sometime in December. I think it's going to be very much helpful to look at how it performs in terms of its price action, because this could actually be a winner. So I hold some Scallop, but I'm thinking of swapping it with something else. And then, of course, lastly, relating to the Sui blockchain, let me just show you Sui AI. Now, this is an AI agent protocol. And these things are hot at this point. At some point in this market, you don't have to like what is trendy. You just have to go with what is trendy, because this is where the most money is. So AI agents are big right now, and Sui AI is the first AI project on Sui. and it carries the name Sui AI, right? So remember, at some point, this market is going to be super hot. That retail is just going to be piling into this market. They'll hear that Sui is probably in the top 10 at that point, and there's a project called Sui AI. The name itself will just do well, right? So this kind of things will do well. The narrative already is with AI agents. Most of my followers are, what do they call, ICP holders, and they believe in strong fundamentals. Why they don't buy things like Sui AI because they think it's too good. But at some point, you have to look at the bag and say, this is where the money is flowing. So yeah, this is where we are with Sui. I think the last one that I wanted to talk about was Solana, because it's giving me, I'm using it as an indicator at this point right now, because it's really one of the top in this market at this point. So Sui, I think, is going to break out bigly. This has been a nice spike of accumulation pattern. Let me take this to the daily time frame and show you where we have been. I don't think this is enough. We don't need enough of it. So we have been ranging for quite some time, just gathering momentum along this, support and resistance. We have broken out. Now, what the price is doing is it's looking to come back and test the support one more time, right around $183, $184. If it does that, that's an easy buy, at least for me, man. I'm just like, you know what, take my money, send us to Valhalla. And if you may ask my price target for Sui, I think that at best we are looking at like the maximum, the full Fibonacci extension level here, which is right around $1,000 or something like that. It's not really great in terms of like returns because it's more just a 5x or something like that, but there are ways you can amplify your gains. But for example, you can go on a 5x leverage, and then that 5x on price turns into like a 25x or something like that. There are some things that we do, maybe not for beginners, but whatever the case may be, it's looking like it's going to be back testing that level. But of course, these back tests around $184 are things that are not guaranteed, right? So again, you have to look for another condition. We're also seeing that in as much as it's going to the downside, we are testing this downward stopping resistance quite slowly but surely. If we happen to break out of this whole thing and possibly have a successful back test of this whole thing, forget about this support level here. It will never be tested. Don't be on the sidelines, right? Just create enough scenarios for you to say, you know what, if this happens, okay, I've got this game plan. So this is where we are with Sui right now. I'm managing it very much closely. If I see big rejections coming from Solana right now, I know that the rest of the market is also going to be taking that 10, 15, 20% drop one more time before we continue pushing towards the upside. It's nothing bearish. It's just how the market has worked in the past, and it is how it will continue to work in the future one more time. Guys, I'm going to be slowly but surely getting into the chart. So if you've got any altcoin that you want us to talk about, feel free, just write it before we start going there. I'll talk about one more thing, maybe two, and then we can get into the chat and talk about your favorite altcoin. So I wanted to take a look at the total market cap, right, of everything, right? And this is looking safe. This is really looking safe. I remember when we were having this dump between March and basically November this year, things were not good here. Things were really, really not good around this time, and the whole time we were saying that, what we are doing here, we're just creating a bull flag. But at that point, it was unbelievable. Who were you going to tell that the market is bullish when it was doing this? Nobody. Now things are much more clearer, and we can see that our bull flag is actually panning out very well, and we actually don't have much left. You can see here that we're only looking at something like 65% pump, taking the total crypto market cap to right around $6 trillion. To be honest with you, I think it can do way better than this, but at times we have to be a bit conservative, right? So you can see, for example, $6.6 trillion is the 2.6% Fibonacci extension level. The maximum that I think it can get to, at least my most bullish case scenario, is right around $10 trillion. And that will pump this market bigly. Remember, we have other things that have got a market cap of $10 million. If a billion, you know what, we don't even to talk about this. By the way, I've got an interest in gaming. I've been talking a lot about it with Patreon members because I can't make a video about that. Two people watch the video and then I'll be disappointed and then stuff like that. So it's better for me to talk about gaming in private with the people I'm close to. But anyway, what I was just saying here is that we have broken into a new all-time high and we are in price discovery at this point. There is nothing bearish about this whole thing. Now, one thing that may just come out of this thing as a surprise is how fast we go towards the upside and how quickly we're going to be dumping. But other than that, I mean, the trajectory is very much clear. Now, total 2, which is the market cap of altcoins outside of BTC, is also really just trying to break out of its all-time high. This can be chaotic. We have seen things like this in the market before. They are nothing new, that you get back to the previous all-time high and you get a massive knockback. This was the same thing that was happening last time, was it? Actually, I should have shown you on the other chart on the total market cap of crypto. Let me go back right there real quick and see what was happening in 2020. Okay. On the weekly time frame, maybe you may not be able to see it, but you can see that there was chaos right there. It wasn't super easy to just go ahead and pump, just the same way we are doing with the total 2 right at this point. So yeah, nothing too crazy. Total 3 is also looking good. Nice cup and handle formation, and we're looking to pump to right around $3 trillion basically. It's good. All right, let's get into the chart and talk about the things that you guys are interested in. Let me just hop in nice and easy. And Jasky says, hi man, I see you a lot on X. I want to appreciate you because you like each and everything that I post, each and every single thing that I post. And I want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I hope I follow you back. And yeah, mutual respect with you. Let's go to the next one here. Young son. Okay, you know what, let me not bother with the name. But you want us to take a look at XCN. I promised an XCN video, and I will do it. I will do it probably sometime this week. You know what? I also promised a Jasmine exit plan in this video. And then I decided to take a break over the weekend. That's not too good, right? That's not too good. I shouldn't have done that. I apologize in advance. So yeah, I've been looking at Onyx Coin for a very long time. I know it has got a very passionate and strong community, and that's actually one thing that helps in a bull cycle. You want people to believe in the project, right? So I was looking at it and I'm like, okay, I've seen a chart like this before, although there are not so many of them. But whatever is happening with, Onyx Coin is something that is also happening with Velo, and I'm very much bullish on the Velo price chart. I'm looking at this chart, I'm saying, you know what, this is the same thing. How are these market makers doing this whole thing? You know what, let me put this one on the weekly time frame because it's not fitting right there, right? Let's go to 1 weekly time frame and see if we can. Okay, yeah, maybe that's much better. So this is Velo on the right side, this is Onyx on the right side, on the left side actually. So you see here, Onyx is just lagging a little bit behind what Velo is doing, but I think it's very much clear that this is a type of a Wyckoff accumulation pattern, although not as popular or as common, but we are seeing, you know, almost the same things right here. This gives me confidence because I think that what Onyx Coin is gonna do, I don't know much about the project, really, to be honest with you. I don't care. I care about how much money it's going to be bringing, right? A breakout of this level here, let me cut the numbers real quick here. Maybe 0.0034 or 35, right? Break above that level, potentially a back test of this whole thing will take you way higher. Now, what do I mean when I say way higher? The conservative thing that I can do here is to grab my Fibonacci retracement tool from the very top until the bottom here, and then acknowledging that there is a Wyckoff accumulation pattern here. I think that the first Fibonacci retracement level is almost a guarantee. This is just according to my experience in the market, and if I would measure from where the price is sitting right now, I think maybe that's something like, you know, 13, 14, potentially a 15x that can come from this Onyx chart. Now, am I saying that you should buy this resistance here? No. I think ideally speaking, you want to wait and see a breakout above, what is this level here? Maybe around 0.0036 or something like that. Then if you can get a successful backtest, now that's really, really good. I think it's off to the races. The same thing goes for Velo. I think fundamentally speaking, it's a great project. I saw this project the first time around rank number 1200. I looked at it today and I saw it's number 300 and something. I was just like, wow, this is really, really great. Really, really great. So Onyx Coin, I'm very much bullish on it. The conservative price target that I can say here is something like 4.5 cents. I think it's good, honestly. I mean, in this market, we are spoiled, and we happen to believe that only a 50x is, or 100x, or even a 10x. I think is something that is very much generous. I mean, we don't get anything else like that in this. I mean, in this world, anywhere else. Let's go here. William says, please check Supra. Let me see Supra. I've seen a lot of tweets of late with that Supra thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. I don't own it, but I've heard the name multiple times. Let's see here. Supra. Probably will look at the max chart because oh, okay, all right. Man, there's no analysis that I can do. There's just no analysis that I can do here because this is not giving much, except that it's doing a structure that I like, and the same exact thing that I was talking about with Jasmine and Ethereum, and Jasmine and ICP. Remember when I was saying that the liquidation events go ahead and do something like a waterfall crash, right? And then they retrace, then they come back one more time to test, and then off and away they are going. So let me see what kind of a Fibonacci retracement level it did, from this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. Man, these things are a little bit risky to do technical analysis on, but I just like the way it did this thing right here, coming back to something like 4 cents. If I had caught it around this level, this would have been an easy long for me, but I didn't catch it. So now it has got into retracement levels, and gets a little bit risky. Plus, it's a new project. I don't know. I really don't know, man. That's the honest truth. Oh, up 6x. Let me see what the project is all about. I'm curious because I've seen a lot of tweets about it, right? Supra. Number 2000 something. Wow, interesting. That means it has got a market cap of right around $1.2 million. Yeah, this thing can crash. It can go another 10x. Really, projects with like $1.2 million. I mean, very difficult. Very difficult. But let me just go ahead and catch a brief synopsis of what it is all about. Supra Oracles aims to provide a cross-chain oracle to the developer community. It combines real-world data with public-private blockchains. Nice. Okay, so this is like a Chainlink play, right? Chainlink kind of a thing. Let's see. Who are the backers? Coinbase Ventures, Animoca Brands. I'm kind of like this thing. Shima Capital. Maven. Okay. Coinbase Ventures. Where is it listed on? Gate.io. Is a Coinbase listing possible? They probably won't list it yet because it's too much of a small market cap. I mean, it would do 10,000 eggs in one day. But wow, interesting. I would also want to know the vesting schedule and stuff like that. You know what? Let me keep this one on my watch list and see what it does. Right. So let's go to watch list here and add Supra from Maxi. Yeah, we'll see about this Maxi. It's an oracle, just like Chainlink. And what's that? The other one, Pyth, right? I call it Python, but let's also see how Pyth is doing, because if all these oracles start pumping just the way Chainlink is pumping, that project would actually benefit very well. So this is Pyth, for example, another oracle that is challenging Chainlink, and you can see that it's just coming out of its support level. This is really nice, man. This is actually nice. It's beginning to recover. Downtrend is broken. We don't need this thing anymore. Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Supra, I really couldn't give you a strong answer, but we'll see how it progresses. It's still too new. I think it's even less than $2 million in terms of its market cap, right? Your thoughts on Quant this cycle? Very good. Thank you so much for asking about Quant. Quant is one project that I actually fell in love with. Like, literally did love Quant. So this is the chart for Quant all-time price section beginning August 2018, and it's really been an upward chart. So what I've always said time and again, and I don't know when you started watching me, but I was really crazy about Quant, like super crazy about Quant. I really liked the project and the partners and everything else. But at some point, the momentum kind of died out. I stopped making videos about it, but probably we should bring it back. So here I've always said that this is wave 1, this is wave 2, this is wave 3, this is wave 4. Yeah, there should be a wave 5 here that is going to be coming for quant. Yeah, unfortunately that wave 5 has not been all that easy to come by, but I think it's coming eventually. I think that at best, I'm looking at this with my Fibonacci retracement tools, and I'm seeing that the full Fibonacci extension would take quant to rise around $1,800, but I think it's probably much safer. I mean, at least if you're accumulating right here around $58, $60 when nobody was paying attention, including me, by the way. I think $700 is a good spot. This is the Golden West show, $700. It can do that. I really believe it can do that because I'm looking at this whole thing saying that this journey has begun in 2018 and up until this point, yeah, we can do $700 and then from there $1,000 is very much possible for quant. Real quick, let's go to the next one here. Let's go, please check Peanut. Okay, let's go and check Peanut, the meme coin. I don't own any. Peanut, USDT. Actually, I don't like meme coins. Well, man, to be honest with you, there is nothing that I can analyze here. There is really nothing that I can analyze unless I'm to say, okay, if this thing, let's check the RSI for example. Yeah, downtrend. Down, 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 down. Nah, I'm not doing anything about this at all. I'm not doing anything about this at all. But it being a meme coin, of course, anything can happen. But these things have also been very much embraced by people in crypto. So they are very difficult to look at, man. They are very, very difficult. This is, I mean, not enough data for me. I'm very sorry that I couldn't give you anything about that Peanut chart. But, man, you know what I hate the most, right? I don't like to look at a chart 2 times and try to think about 10 billion scenarios and try to force myself to understand a chart which I just didn't understand. I really try to stay away from things like that, and if I can't understand it, I just don't trade it. It's very much easy. Right, I look at a chart like Jasmine, for example, and I can tell you boom, 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 boom. I think this and this and this, whether I'm right or wrong, it's still okay, right? But on that one, I really couldn't do much. This is Storage, for example. Nobody's asking about Storage. Why are we talking about Storage? Anybody? Yeah, Andrew Bishop says XCN. Man, we just talked about XCN a few moments ago. If you just can drag that red button, maybe go to 4 minutes behind, I'm sure you'll be able to see the XCN analysis. I think that I was saying that my conservative price target and one that is safe for this bull cycle is something like 4.5 cents for that Peanut chart. No, I'm saying Peanut. For that XCN chart. I know a lot of people are looking for way higher than 50x and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm going to try and stay on the conservative side of things a little bit more, right? Let me check BTC real fast. Yeah, the thing with BTC, yeah, it's going great, no problem. There's just one thing, man. I don't trust this weekend pumps. I don't trust this weekend pumps because, especially this time with ETFs and stuff like that, man, the big institutions want to push this thing a little bit down, right, so that they can get some good entries. So let's see how this whole thing progresses. But having been in this market for quite some time, I just have learned not to trust these, what do you call them, the weekend pumps very much. I don't trust them. So I think we still have got just a little bit more towards the downside. Not much, just a little bit much more for that liquidity to be grabbed, and then we can continue moving towards the upside. Naturalis, nice name, says, what do you think about that's Bitcoin Cash, right? Worth a gamble. Let's quickly take a look at Bitcoin Cash. It really did well on the bear side, got to be honest with you, throughout the whole of August. These are the things that we were I'm saying dating. We were trading. Let's see here. Bitcoin Cash. I have a chart on Kraken, I guess. Let me see. Was it the chart? Probably it was on Binance. Okay, yeah. It must have been on Binance. It must have been on Binance. Let me quickly check real quick. Same thing. Anyway, you were asking if it's worth a gamble. I don't know, man. I think there are better looking charts than this one. If I would take a gamble with one of these, classic or legacy coins, for example, I would have taken a gamble with Ethereum Classic, right? Ethereum Classic, let's see where it is. I think this is a winner by far, like an easy winner, this bull cycle. I looked at this chart here when we were right around $20. I don't know why I didn't buy this whole thing. I think I mentioned it once or something like that. But after that, I just said, you know what, this is really a classic chart and it looks very good. And with things like these ones, you usually get to your 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. So you're looking at $283 for Ethereum Classic, and it's at $33 right now. I think that's really good. If I was gonna take a gamble on one of those, legacy or classic coins, for example, Litecoin, or Bitcoin Cash, for example, Monero, those kind of things, I would take a bet on. Okay, Litecoin actually looks very good. It looks very, very good, right? Somebody asked me about Quant. I just remembered something that I forgot to mention there, which is very bullish. If you look at, yeah, let me go back and say things in a proper way. I was saying that with those legacy coins, one that I would take a bet on is number one, Ethereum Classic, and secondly, Litecoin. It always does well. I think Litecoin will do well. This is just a classic Wyckoff accumulation pattern. You've had a nice backtest here. You're looking to push and set a new all-time high here, potentially targeting the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. Now, this would mean right around, $42 basically. So you're at $8 right now. By the time you get to $40, I think that's a good, about a 5x or something like that. Maybe I'm done with these legacy coins right now. Let me get back to Quant because somebody had asked about Quant. If you look at this Quant thing, yeah, it has been disappointing in the sense that it didn't participate in that rally that we had in March. But what it has formed right here is very, very bullish. I will take you back to, let's go with Ethereum potentially, right? If I remember well, it had almost the same structure. And what the hell is this? Okay, now it's loading. Let's go with Ethereum USD back in 2021 because it had almost a very similar structure. Now you may not feel like this right now, but how am I going to very fast? Look at this hole. They call it a creek and capitulation. Where is that whole capitulation? Come on, CF, you should know about this chart, right? Okay, this capitulation, right? That happened with the COVID-19 pandemic. Let me bring you back to Quant one more time, and you're gonna see almost the same thing right there, right? This is the creek, and then the capitulation here, of course, didn't happen in a violent fashion, but it still happened here for Quant. So with this kind of trajectory that Ethereum was having back then in 2020 to 2021, yeah, we could see something great here for, you know what, maybe we can try another chart. Let's see if Cardano hit the same thing, right? So that's ADA, USDT. We can even try SIA coin, for example. Come on. You can't be that difficult to find. Okay. This is probably another one. But we'll see almost the same kind of behavior, basically. That was that creek towards the downside with the capitulation here. This one set a new low. The other one didn't set a new low. Okay. Let's go back to the total market cap. Maybe the total market cap was actually giving us some good numbers, right? Total market cap of all altcoins. And yeah, let's see that real quick. I'll be happy if I find it. Again, slightly different, but anyway, I think the message has been had. Quant here is bullish. Full stop. Let's see if we've got another one that people want to take a look at. What do you think about the sound cutting in and out? Oh, the sound is cutting in and out. Yeah, maybe it's because I'm going away from the microphone or something like that. You know what? I'm getting super tired right now. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining the live stream, and I hope to see you on the next one. It had been a long time since we hadn't had one. Before I go, let me just finally invite you maybe to our Discord group. It's a private one. You can join it via Patreon. So check out the links that is going to be in the description or maybe the comment section, whatever the case may be. And you can come in there. We can talk. We can DM. We are trading side by side. For example, while showing you the trade that we were taking on ICP, right? Because I mean, it's not about just talking about those things. We want the results, number one, and we want honest people who literally believe in what they are doing, right? Whether they are right or wrong, people should be able to go ahead and say, you know, this is exactly where my heart is. And we also have got, you know, some people, some veterans who have been in the market since 2017, and they know each and every single step of this market. They can help you to calm down a little bit, honestly speaking, because if you're new in the market and you're just doing this and that, it's going to be very much difficult. But I want to thank you so much for watching the live stream, and I hope to hang out with you sometime, maybe next week or sometime this week if we have like drastic price action, or just hang in and we can talk more about the crypto market. Have a good one. Take care. Bye bye.